Front Row MMA here at BAMMA 17, the Victoria Warehouse in Manchester, and here we are with with Team Cabone Zone, and I'm excited about, because I got to tell you, this fight against Andy Craven, I was looking forward to this. There was a little bit of bad blood between you and he. Was that sort of him?
I think that was him harping on a bit. Basically, I had to pull out on my last fight the last couple of days to the fight, but little did he know I had the injury 2 weeks before and tried to train through it and pulled out at the very last minute. So I think he got a little bit emotionally involved and wrapped it up to be something what it wasn't. Showed him tonight.
You know, you say that, but you've had a fairly busy year. 3 fights this year. You three wins. You know, do you think that this was useful exuberance on his part? That he's just a little young and perhaps, with hindsight, he might not have spoken quite so loudly.
Yeah, well, I think he was saying I was a little bit too old, but I feel like I'm at the peak at the moment, so I just let him. To be honest, I just laughed at it. You know, it's nothing personal to me.
You know, I looked at the BAMMA released the judges' scorecards, and there was a 30-27, a 30-26, and then a 27-30. Your thoughts on the? I mean, it says majority decision. From what we saw, that might not be right. How do you feel the fight went?
I think Andy won the first round. I'm a slow starter in all my fights, so but I definitely won the other 2 rounds. Some judges are just more biased, Andy.
Okay, you know, he comes in, and we knew he had a submission game. You know, he got the heel hook on Zisha, who was an up-and-coming prospect, but perhaps without the weight of experience that you have and with the gym you train with. What was the game plan coming in for Andy? Because you used that tie clinch to perfection. I almost thought you were going to stop him with knees. I think you probably did as well. What was the game plan for him?
To be honest, we didn't even train it for the clinch. I'm just naturally used to it. The main thing was just to watch the heel hooks. I was comfortable wherever it went. I wanted to keep it standing because that's where I'm more comfortable. Well, I'm comfortable everywhere. I was just the only thing I had to watch out for was the heel hooks.
Was there any frustration that you didn't get the finish? Are you happy that you know that second and third round was going all your way anyway, or was there a little frustration? What do I have to do to stop this guy? Because you caught him with some help.
Yeah, no, it wasn't, to be honest. I was enjoying the last 2 rounds more than the first round. I wasn't crazy to get the finish. I was enjoying it, so it didn't matter to me really.
You know, 3 fights in a year is pretty good going for any pro. Are you hoping to stay as active over 2015? Are you hoping for 3 or 4 at minimum?
Yeah, hopefully, yeah.
And, you know, I'm not going to ask you to call people out because despite the fact I ask, fighters tend not to. But if I'm talking to you this time next year and we're at BAMMA 28, am I talking to the guy with the Lonsdale or the world title belt around his waist?
Hopefully.
Is that the ambition?
To be honest, well, obviously every fighter's ambition is to become a world champion, but I don't look at it like that. I just take every fight as it comes. I couldn't even tell you who was next in line because I do it to fighting because I enjoy it.
And again, is this more a love affair with the competition as opposed to the accolades of a title? Is that why you do this?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it'd be nice to have a title, but I just I've always trained and always have, and fighting's just part of my life at the minute.
You know, we've spoken to one of your teammates tonight who's done very well. You've done very well. I know in the last interview you were asked about Team Cabone, but I'm going to ask the same thing. You know, they said perhaps an underrated team. I don't think so. I think everybody knows the brand. How important is this group of guys behind you to your development and to your future as an MMA fighter?
Well, it's very important. I mean, I've been at Carbon since I was young. Colin's always trained me, no one else, and you know a few others helping, Mike Grundy and the Aspinall. And I've always been a part of it. Couldn't imagine not being a part of it. So,
is it like a second family?
Yeah, you could say that. Stick that, Colin.
Look, mate, you've just had a 15-minute war, and I know you're going to want to go recover and then celebrate. Before we let you go, is there anybody that you'd like to give a shout out to, or any sponsors you'd like to thank? I'd
just like to say thank you to all Team Carbon, Colin, Andy, Mike Grundy, wrestling coach, while he's fighting at the same time. Summit physio for helping me with some physiotherapy, and me missus and me kids for putting up with me as well.
I've got to say, you know, performances like that are going to make people want to watch, and somebody perhaps who hasn't got as much of a beard, you'd have finished in that second. An awesome performance. Thank you ever so much for your time. We look forward to seeing you fight again, Craig Severs. Thank you, sir.